The damned will sooner die again than lay a hand on me.
Ad Astra Avisask. We meet again, you two.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Commissions, huh? Let me think. Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Wait, say what now?
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
I see. It appears that you're not interested in this commission. In that case, please go to Port Armos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
Hey, that's not any better.
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
Paimon's gotta ask. Just who exactly has been submitting—
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come— Ah, so it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine would— So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida? Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream. It was another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was I also got to sit on a gigantic flower— You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sub-Zero's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your— Huh? Wasn't I describing a really— No! We aren't pitying you. That would only make— By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homiyanis haven't allowed any visit— Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the but for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what this— Right. Who knows what'll happen if they... So our first priority should be invest... Oh! Good point. Sorry. Let's continue our chat here. Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida? Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts. No way, that's... You mean it'd be too... No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocence. Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish... That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru. We're in the dark as of now. Since we... After all... I've already tried that. It seems that for... Have you already caught it? I'm guessing not yet. But distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the Earth. In any case, I probably can't take over their... Are we really up? Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something... According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting and Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind... Well... I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the... You're saying we should recruit a spy? Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He seems like he acts alone, and he... Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female... Setaria. Paimon remember we ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated it. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilu. I've always liked observing all kinds of people. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the academia and also gave her the opportunity... Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries. The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought... The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes. From the sound of it, Setaria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems. Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed. She's suppressing a lot of guilt. But before she realized it, she had all right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Setaria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots. and to have a quick chat with a few of the vendors there. This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask the fortune teller about Sataria?
No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics.
Talking style and key characteristics?
My poor lost lambs, have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh. My friend here has some doubts regarding his future. Can we get a fortune reading for him?
Of course, of course. In that case... It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Health prospects, no problem at all. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. Your life shall continue on for many tens of thousands of years. Impossible. Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune-telling you've ever done.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is, suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
Is that so? Well, that can't be helped.
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Yep, it belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Samari City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Ah, dear customers! Would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret, and I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from.
I see. We wish him peace, and I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by and...
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
This should be our final stop. Sitaria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia, so she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
It's my duty to protect Samira's citizens, after all.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get to the academia after their next round of exams.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing!
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
I see. Yes, that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
So, was that everybody?
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar...
What's the point of all the information?
Sitaria is already used to avoiding her. I remember you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormuz are all making a fuss, although it's all just a boatload of nonsense. The faith of...
Oh, Paimon gets it now. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with this... So, how do we set that up?
Well, King Dashret is long gone. And Sitaria is also too... If we simply engaged her under the guise of King But if we were to borrow some of her
So, you mean you're going to...
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply they've already converted to the faith of King Dash as long as everything goes smooth.
So that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up or...
Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them.
Huh? Best of luck? But...
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically be as if you've possessed them yourself.
Huh. That is pretty convenient.
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never...
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you...
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon.
Don't underestimate the beetle. They can be some of the toughest little guys around. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Want to know what's on this beetle's diet? Sweat and tears, that's what. That's how it gets stronger. I think we can all learn something from that.
Useless. Boring. Useless.
Following orders.
Disappear! Worthless! Worthless! There's quality here. Why would anyone want... Forget it. It's not my concern.
So soon.
Hold the line!
No escape.
Attaboy! Ha!
Can't run from death.
I will lead us to victory.
At the ready.
Come on, don't keep me waiting.
Conquering demons is what I do. Boring. Here. Lament. Worthless.
Picked the wrong test subject. Should replace my hammer.
Useless.
Hello, free money. Goodbye, working for a living.
Boring.
Yeah! Yeah!
Rest and leave him!
Yeah!
All right, now we're talking.
Useless.
Who wants some of this? Let's roll! Huh. Cha! Huh. Huh.
Why would anyone want... Forget it. It's not my concern. Useless.
conquering! Worthless!
If it's useful, I'll take it.
Yeah. Za. Yeah. Yeah.
Useless!
Yeah. Yeah. No time to lose. No time to lose. Za. Ja. Yeah. All right, now.
Can't catch me!
Yeah. 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 Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt. Now I just need to get my hands on the rest.
Attaboy!
Allow me!
It's showtime! Yeah! Huh! I'm on a roll. Woohoo!
There are so many local specialties.
Don't
in
you remember
Samaria.
your adventure
Want to
plan?
find more?
Oh, here she comes. Satori, let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you.
Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find out.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me is a very are you
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking.
Okay then. You just seemed a little distracted. Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again? Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they?
So, which fortune?
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth.
Sorry, your new laugh is just so hilarious. I couldn't help it.
Please pay no mind to those. The gods are asking. Sitaria, why?
Why haven't I gone home?
Sitaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now
I'm sorry. I know I failed the god. And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is...
King Deshret? No wonder he would make such demand of me. Wait a second. King Deshret passed away a long time ago. Even though news of King Deshret's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can King Deshret's—
What insolence! I am King Deshret's most loyal believer.
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory— I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Whoa! She just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty upset, too.
Well done. Sataria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Aw, Nahida, it seems like you understand human emotions really well after all.
All I know are some abstract— Anyway, enough of that.
She's at Akeem's now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away!
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again? Oh, right. Your old man's craft. Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better? Huh? Wasn't he nursing a leg injury? If I recall correctly,
He sprained his arm a while back while trying to show off his strength. I thought you—
Actually, while we're talking about him,
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
if you could find the time, please write him a letter. Let him know that recently, he has a quick temper.
Oh? So, who are you siding with? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray King Desh—
Akeem, you don't mean... you've...
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick—
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this!
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. But once everything is all—
Come on! Sataria's already started talking with Shishan!
So, Shishan, like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something? Wait, did you just say attic? I thought this place didn't have an attic.
Well, the restaurant recently— Oh, right. I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festivals.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Shishan, don't tell me that you've converted—
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed?
Please, please stop!
Even now, Sataria's still trying to run from her problems.
she can no longer justify everything to herself.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards! What should we do?
This is the most important part of all.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to them.
Please, try to remain calm, miss.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy?
King Deshret! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead.
Miss Sataria,
You know—
King Deshret is immortal. and all who defy him will one day. You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, child of King Deshret. Never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of King Deshret.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding... I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of King Deshret? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
How much do you know about the sage's current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zeru's festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
To fight against the academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha. Let me see... let's use the most primitive method. Send someone to pick up the documents tomorrow evening at the Academia entrance.
The Academia entrance? Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, would it mean
that'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon? That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side!
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. He's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do is pray for Sataria's mission to go off without a hitch.
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of wisdom and guardian of the scholars?
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, Let's meet again tomorrow evening at the Adventurers Guild.
Let's roll! I'll be back. A new punching bag. Huh!
Sounds good to me.
Boring! Disappear! Here!
Provisions are vital. Hold the line!
Huh?
just need to get my hands on the rest. No time to lose.
Boring! If it's useful, I'll take it. Useless. Boring.
That's close
Following
enough.
orders. Shouldn't let your guard down. Bring it on.
Useless.
I'm getting sick of this one. Allow me.
Who's next?
Oh, coming through. Attaboy. I'm on a roll. Woohoo! Bam! That's close enough.
Boring.
yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Why would anyone want... Forget it. It's not my concern. Useless. Lament. Worthless. Here. Worthless. Here. Yeah. Useless.
Attaboy!
Доброй ночи. Доброй.
Who wants some of this? You want some of this? I'm not losing. It's all...
Hold the line.
Disappear. Here. Worthless.
No time to lose. Now I just need to get my hands on the rest. No time to lose.
Ad Astra. Thank you for completing today. Ad Astra.
Worthless!
Attaboy!
Shouldn't let your guard down. Useless!
Allow me!
Useless! Now I just need to get my hands on the rest.
Oh, is it time for me to join you?
my way.
Hold the line.
Prepare to die, fool!
Covenant of the Deep. Yeah. Allow me.
Let's roll!
Why would anyone want... Forget it. It's not my concern.
Disappear! Keep your eyes wide open. Bam! Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Useless. Boring.
Odin coming through! Let's roll! Huh. Yeah!
Thrust rebuild.
useful, I'll take it.
Ready to do my utmost. Nowhere to run.
Boring.
How about we explore the area ahead of us later? How about we explore the area ahead of us later? How about we explore the area ahead of us later?
Продолжить днем. Что-то не очень сон клонит, так что те, кто будет смотреть запись, приходите днем. Те, кто заинтересован повторного сюжета, читания диалогов, то
Reduced to just
жду вас
standing
днем.
around. How absurd.
Так что приятного просмотра, чем я занимался. Те, кто будет смотреть записи, кто нет, то хорошей вам игры и хорошо вам